Hi students, good morning to all. In this session, we will be discussing about four important numericals based on equations of motion under gravity. So those models are very important for NEET or CET or JEE exams. If you are lucky enough, you may get the same question out of these four, at least one question in your final NEET exam or CET or JEE exam. Let's start the first important concept or question. A stone is allowed to fall from the top of a tower. Allowed to fall. That indicates initial velocity of the stone is 0 meter per second. It is allowed to fall from the top of a tower of height 100 meters. So I am just drawing a rough diagram here. So this is the ground, and there is a stone which is allowed to fall, means initial velocity 0. Then the height of the tower, which is 100 meters. So this 100 meters I am just naming as capital K, straight from the tower. At the same time, another stone which is projected vertically from the ground. So at the same time of dropping, there is another stone. So let us name the first stone and the second stone. First stone is naming as A, and the second stone it is B. And the second stone is thrown vertically upwards. See, it is dropping. Initial velocity is not required, but it is throwing. Initial velocity is must. So they will definitely give the initial velocity. Another stone is projected vertically up from the ground with a velocity of 25 meters per second. Right? So this is thrown up with a velocity of 25 meters per second. Okay. So what is happening here? Till this point, let us understand the question. So there is a stone and there is another stone on the ground. This is the stone at 100 meters height from the ground. So this is dropped. At the same time, another stone is vertically projected up simultaneously. So that means in this way. Right? So look at this once again. So in this way. At the same time, one is dropped, another one is vertically projected in this way. I hope you understand. Now, let's continue. Calculate when and where the two stones will meet. Calculate when. When means they are asking us to find the time. Where they are asking us to find the position. Understand? So I am writing here. They are asking the time they meet each other and the position they meet each other. Are you understanding? Clear? So again I am telling you, listen to me carefully. When this body is dropped, simultaneously this body is projected, and there is a point where the two balls will meet each other. Yes or no? This is A and this is B. Both stones will meet each other. Let us imagine this is the time T after which both the stones will meet each other. And this is the height h, small h is traveled by the first body, and x is the distance traveled by the second body. And this x I can also write it as, what I can write this x I can also write it as capital H minus small h. Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes. This is the part, the distance traveled, the total distance between the two balls initially is h. And this is small h is the distance traveled by the first body. This x I can write it as capital H minus small h. Right? We are not doing some unknown things here. We are doing the application of whatever you have learned, the equations of motion. Other than equations of motion, we will not be implementing any other equation here. Only equations of motion and gravity. Okay. Now, Our aim is to find t after what time they are meeting each other and x at what distance they are meeting each other from the ground. I am finding x is the distance traveled by the second body to meet the first body. Understand? Clear? Now let us start solving the question. Before that, small g is given as 10 meter per second square. You must make it as 10 meter per second square. Okay. Let's focus on the first body. In this question, you need to focus on the first body, then on the second body. Both together, if you do it, you cannot come to the conclusion. So the first body, let us concentrate. Concentrate on the first stone. First stone is A. As it is freely falling, initial velocity is 0. Okay? Initial velocity of it is 0 meters per second. It is traveled how much distance to reach the second body? It is traveling the distance called h. It is traveling the distance called what? H. So I am using the concept called S is equal to ut plus half at square. So this equation will become, in case of equations of motion under gravity, so this is h is equal to ut plus half gt square. Okay, so let us substitute in the first case. In the first case, before it meets the other body or at the time of meeting the other body, I am applying this h. Yes, h is the distance traveled to meet the body B, which is equal to initial velocity 0 into t is 0, half into g into t square. Is it okay? So this is what I can write it as half into g is 10, right? So 2 and this is 5. So I can write your h value, small h value is 5t square. It is an equation 1. Understand? It's equation 1. So we cannot do further on the first body. That's it. Only this much only we can do it. Because no other data are given. Now, if you concentrate on the second stone, let us see what happens. So when you concentrate on the second stone B, what happens? Here also there is some distance traveled. Here also there is a time taken to meet it. See, time taken to meet B by the A is T. Time taken to meet A by the B is also T. Understand? At some time T, they are meeting each other. Okay. So now here also I can use the same concept. H is equal to ut plus half gt square only. But in this case, initial velocity is given as 25 meters per second. I hope you are getting the point. Now, let us apply for the second body. H. What is the distance traveled by the second body? It's x. That x is equal to what? Capital H minus small h. So I am writing here capital H minus small h is equal to u into t. Yes. Here u value is there. 25 meters per second. You should not write it as 0. So 25 into t. And it is plus. As g value is negative when the body is thrown out, so this will be minus half into g into t square. Is it clear? Is it clear? Sure. Now, what is capital H value? Capital H value is 100 minus small h, which is equal to 25 into t minus, this is 2 5, right? So it is 5t square. Are you understanding? So 5t square. So from equation 1, what is 5t square? Small h. Understand? So from equation 1, 5t square is small h. So I can write this is 100 minus 5t square. This one, small h is 5t square, which is equal to 25 into t minus 5t square. Understand? So this minus 5t square and minus 5t square cancel here. So what you can write 100 is equal to 25 into t. Okay. From this equation, you can find a time. I am going to give you a shortcut also here. Instead of solving this much, when they ask you to find at what time they both meet each other, I am going to give you a shortcut from this expression. Look at here carefully. T is equal to 100 divided by 25. Okay. What is 100? What is 100? Here I am writing. The time after which they meet each other is equal to, what is 100? Is it the total tower height? Is it the initial distance between the two stones? Yes, this is 100, you can see. So, h divided by, what is 25? What is 25? 25 is the initial velocity of the second stone. Are you understanding? Initial velocity of the second stone which is thrown vertically upwards. So, this is initial velocity of the stone B. So this is the shortcut to find directly the time from given question. What is the question? Read it once again. So a stone is allowed to fall from the top of a tower 100 meters high. Immediately h is 100. And the same time another stone is projected vertically from the ground with a velocity of 25 meters per second. So a velocity of second body also you have. From this data, can you find the time? Directly you can find h by initial velocity of second body 100 by 25, which is equal to 4 seconds. Are you understanding? Without solving all these things, you could find the time after which they meet each other. So time is 4 seconds. And this is the time you substitute in any of the equation. In any of the equation you substitute. And you can find, substitute here h is equal to, from equation 1, you substitute what is small h. Small h is equal to half into g into, look at here, small h is equal to half into g into t square. So what is t square here? 4 square, which is 16. Understand? So this is 2 5s. Clear? 2 5s. So how much? 16 5s. So it is 18. H is equal to 18 meters. What is this height h? This is the height 80 meters, which is the distance traveled by the first body to meet the second body. Okay. From the top of the tower, they meet after 80 meters. From the bottom of the tower, they meet at small capital H minus small h. How much it is? So x is equal to capital H is 100 minus small h, we have got it as 80, right? So it is 80. So x is equal to 20 meters. This is what our required answer. So you should be very careful while reading the question. Okay, look at it. Calculate when and where the two stones will meet. Two possibilities we have done. Time is 4 seconds. And from the top of the tower, they meet at 80 meters. From the bottom of the tower, they meet at 20 meters. Options will be given like this. Find where they meet each other from the top of the tower or from the bottom of the tower. One, if you find out the other one is very easy. Understand? Clear? Here they have not mentioned anything. So that's the reason in both possibilities we have shown here. Okay. I hope you got it. Now we will be moving into the next concept or the model. Let's continue the second model. A ball dropped from a height h, small h, reaches the ground in a time t. What is its height at the time 3t by 4? Okay. A ball drop means initial velocity is 0 meters per second. It covers a height h from the ground in a time t, which is what the total height and the total time. This is the total height and total time. Now, what is its height? Remember, what is its height at the time 3t by 4? They are not asking us after time 3t by 4 how much is the distance travelled by the body. They are not asking that. They are asking that after 3t by 4 what is the height of the body? Height of the body means always we must take from the ground. So remember, so what is its height? It indicates from the ground. From the ground, position of the body we need to find. Position of body we need to find from the ground. That's important here. At the time 3t by 4. Right? We will be starting now. Listen. Simple. There is a ball which is dropped and it is reaching. This is ground. And they are clearly given height is h initially from the ground. Total time taken from here to here is t. First case. So from here to here, the ball is dropped from a height h and reaches the ground in a time t. Till there, you can use the formula h is equal to ut plus half gt square. So this can be written as h is equal to, this is 0, half g, what is the total? This is the total height, right? So this is the total time taken to reach the ground. H is equal to half gt square, and as it is equation 1. Okay. Now, what is its height at the time 3t by 4? Imagine, after 3t by 4, the distance traveled by the body is x. In a time what? 3t by 4. Okay. In a time 3t by 4 from here to here, the distance traveled by it is x. Now, this is the position of the body. What's the question? What is the height of it from the ground after this time? What is the height of it from the ground? Is it small h minus x? Tell me. This is small h and this is x. So this is what the question they are asking us. Clear? Let's find this part. This is the part. Let us find. In 3t by 4, and the distance traveled by it is x. So I can write x is equal to half into g into t square. What is t square here? It is 3t by 4 whole square. Understand? Now, x is equal to half into g into t square. I have written outside, then that will be 3 square is 9 by 4 square is 16. Okay, 9 by 16. So you have your h and you have your x. That's it. Equation 1 and 2 you have. What is our aim? Our aim is to find h minus x. So just find h minus x from here. What is h? Half g capital T square. Okay, half g capital T square. So I am writing the same here. Your h is equal to half g capital T square minus, what is x here? This is x. So this is h and x I am writing x. Half g capital T square into 9 by 16. 9 divided by 16. So this is our required answer. Right? Our required answer is this one. So you can take common half gt square from here. Half gt square. Half g capital T square if you take common. From this term it's 1. Because everything is taken common. Minus from this term. Half gt square is taken common and remaining is 9 by 16. Okay. So what is our aim? Small h minus x, which is equal to here half gt square into, this is 16 minus 9. So that is 7 by 16. So your small h minus x is equal to, this is half gt square. And I said half gt square is h. Yes? Definitely half gt square is h, small h. So I can write it is 7 into this part I am writing as small h. 16. This is your reference. Okay? Is it clear? Sure? Now, a lot of practice is required.
required case by case from your side. Then only you will be confident on all these models. Right? Let's see the third model. Here it is. Third model. Concept we will discuss. Then numerical will solve. Okay? Are you ready? Yes. Third model is very interesting, and we are not going to do any kind of derivation here. Remember, we are just going to find some formulas which are shortcuts to solve the third model. There is a tower. There is a tower. It is the ground, right? It is the top of the tower. This is the tower of height h. This is the tower of height h. There are three cases here. Three cases. First case, a body is vertically thrown up with some velocity. First case is what? A body is vertically thrown up with a velocity u. In this case, t1 is time to reach it to the ground. So interesting. What is that? The first case, a body is thrown up from here. Get here. This is the body, first body, which is thrown up with some velocity u. And if you throw up with some velocity u, definitely it will reach the ground. Understand? In a time t1. That's what they are saying. Only that much. A body is thrown up from the top of a tower, vertically projected up. It needs some initial velocity, so that is u, and it is reached the ground in a time t1. In the second case, a body is thrown downwards with the same velocity. In this case, t2 is the time taken. See, interesting. Second case, what happened? From the same point, the second body is thrown downwards. It is not dropped. Listen, it is just thrown downwards. This is the first case. The body is thrown up. It will reach the ground in a time t1. Second case, a body is thrown downwards with the same velocity u. Okay, with the same velocity. In this case, time taken is t2. Now let's see. Time taken is t2 mean. So from here, the second body is thrown downwards with the same velocity u and reach the ground in a time t2. Got the point? What is t1? What is t2? You know, right? Which is more here, t1 or t2? Which is more here, t1 or t2? Definitely t1 is more because it should go up and reach where the maximum height takes place and again starts come back to the ground. But here, this is the journey is not there in the second case. Second case directly it is thrown down. So here you should understand t2 is greater than t1. Remember, sorry, t1 is greater than t2. Right? First case, the more time the body will take to reach the ground, it is visible. Now, third case is also there. Look at here. Third case. Freely falling body. T is the time. Freely falling body. From the same top point of the tower, a body is freely fall. Imagine u is equal to 0 and this is the third body. This body will take the time t to reach the ground. Understood? Clear? Now, the aim of this question is to find the relation of T1, comma T2 and T. Are you getting it? The aim of this concept is to find the relation among T1, T2 and T. Okay? You know what is the relation among it? So, T is equal to square root T1 into T2. This is interesting. Is it interesting? The derivation we will be discussing in your actual classes. Right? Once your actual first PhD classes start, we will be deriving that also. It's not difficult, but it takes time. That's it. Okay. You all can do it by using the same equations of motion. That's it. Okay. Is it clear? Now listen once again. I just wanted to revise this one. There is a top of a tower. From there, one body is vertically projected and the time taken by the body to reach the ground is T1. And second case, a body is thrown downwards with the same initial velocity and time taken by it to reach the ground is T2. In this case, T1 is greater than T2. And third case, from the same top of the tower, a body is drawn. The time taken by it to reach the ground is T. And the relation among them is this T is equal to square root T1 into T2. Okay. Now, sometimes with little advance we will do. Sometimes the question will be asked, what is the height of the tower? What is the height of the tower? So, height of the tower, we can find out. Height of the tower is how much? Sometimes the question is asked. To find height of the tower, it is quite easy if you take the freely falling body condition. Okay? Because in freely falling body condition, initial velocity you can consider as 0. Okay? And the time taken by the freely falling body to reach the ground is T. And it is so simple, right? H is equal to ut plus half g. What is the t? T1 or T2 or t? What is the time? T1 or T2 or t? It really falling. It is just t. That t you can find from here. T1 and T2. Are you understanding? So now t square. Fine. So h is equal to ut is 0 half into g into what is t square? This t square I can write it as T1 into T2, isn't it? This is the very important. This is very important. Actually, I wanted to tell you this much, but still, I know the interest from the students who are participating in this program. So that's the reason. So I just went a little advanced. H is equal to half g t square, where t square is T1 T2. Because when you apply square both sides, it will become just T1 and T2. And it is t square, right? It's t square I will as T1 and T2. Got the point? Let's solve some numerical based on this third case. And the fourth case also parallelly we will be discussing now. Let us apply the third application in this question. Two balls are projected simultaneously with the same speed from the top of a tower. One is vertically upward, the other one is vertically downward. Understand? So let me draw you a rough diagram here. It's the top of a tower. This is the top of a tower. A body is vertically thrown up. Another body is vertically thrown down. With the same speed, this is u and this is also u. And they reach the ground in 9 seconds and 4 seconds. Which is 9 seconds? Definitely in the first case it is T1 is 9 seconds. Which is 4 seconds? In the second case it is T2 is 4 seconds. I told you T1 must be greater than T2, right? So T1 must be greater than T2. So the condition is satisfied. Now, height of the tower is, how to find height of the tower? And before that, whenever your T1, T2 values are given, must recollect the concept called time taken by the freely falling body. From the same point, a body is dropped and it will reach in a time t. And what is the t? The t is equal to square root t1 t2, which is equal to square root 9 into 4, which is root 36. So what is the time here? 6 seconds. And one more thing. Whether your answer is correct or not, you can check from this. Listen. Your freely falling body time taken will be in between your T1 and T2 values. Your T1 is 9 seconds, T2 is 4 seconds, and your time taken by the freely falling body is in between 9 and 4. You can check. Understand? Clear? So now, time taken to reach the body freely falling way, you got it. Then height of the tower is very simple, right? Height of the tower is equal to half into G into T1 into T2. Remember, from where this equation we have got? H is equal to UT plus half GT square in case of freely falling body. Okay? So then, this you substitute half into 10 into, because G 10, they must be given. And T1 into T2. T1 into T2 is 9 into 4. Then this is 2 2s, 9 2s are 18, 18 10s are 180. So your height is 180 meters. Right? So what is the answer? Height of the tower is how much? 180 meters. They have asked this one. We have found this one also. Because most of the cases like this, the question will be asked. We have just added this part. Okay? Clear? Let's move. The last important model which we are covering for your NEET CET daily exam. I told you once again, I am telling you, if you are lucky enough, you may get one question out of these 4 models in your final exam in NEET 2022 or JEE 2022. Okay, are you ready? 4th question. A ball is dropped immediately. What you can write? Initial velocity is 0. No doubt at all. Directly write it. From a building, it travels 55 meters during the last second. 55 meters during the last second of its journey. Let me draw a rough diagram here. This is the tower. A ball is dropped from here and it is traveling. Imagine, time taken to cover the complete journey is t. In the last second, let me say, in the last second, so this I am taking as nth second. In nth second, the distance traveled by it is 55 meters. You know the case. In nth second, how to find the value? How to find the solution? You know. In last second, that I am imagined as nth second. 55 meters it is traveled. Right? The time of fall and the height of the building you need to find. Time of the fall and height of the building. Total time of the fall and height of the building. Are you ready? So the question is based on the distance traveled by the body in nth second. You know, yes, n is equal to u plus a into n minus half. You know, right? So this equation of motion under gravity, if you write it, h suffix n is equal to u plus g into n minus half. Let us apply this h suffix n in nth second distance traveled by the body is how much? 55 meters, which is equal to u. I am talking about the complete journey, and this is the last second, right? So this is 0 plus g. G is 10 into n, and is n only, n minus half. What is that? 55 by 10 is equal to n minus 0.5 0.5 I can write. This is 55 by 10, it is 5.5. And this minus 0.5 comes here, that will be plus 0.5, which is equal to n. So what is your n? N is 6. And listen to me carefully here. Last second, nth second, which is 6th second. Alright? As 6th second is the last second, what is the total time taken by the body from here to here? In first second we travel this much, second this much, third this much, fourth this much, and this is sixth this much. After that it reaches the ground. That means what is the last second? Sixth second. What is the total time taken? 6 seconds. Are you understanding? As the last second is the sixth second, the total time taken is 6 seconds. So I am writing here, total time taken is 6 seconds. Okay. So what we have to find out, the time of fall we have got, which is 6 seconds, and the height of the tower you can easily find out. Because the total time is 6 seconds, and you know initial velocity of the body is 0, then you can find h is equal to ut plus half gt square. This is 0. H is equal to half into 10 into, what is the total time taken? 6 seconds. 6 square is 36. So this is 2 18. So 18 tens are 180 meter. That's it. That's it. Your time of fall is 6 seconds, and the total height of the tower is 180 meters. Right? So I hope you got the point. These are the 4 important NEET CET JEE model concepts and questions. And there will be so many questions once we start our first PUC chapter called motion in one dimension.